So hi there. I am being extremely ambitious right now, and because I've been trying so hard to do a video today and nothing's been going my way and I'm stubborn, so I'm just going to try to do this in like 20 minutes because I have to go get my daughter very soon. So I don't have a lot of time. What I want to touch on, well, there's a few topics I've been really looking into again because a lot of people have these concerns. So what I'm trying to do as a practitioner, as a healer, is give the layperson some sense of where to start and where to focus when you're trying to heal a specific condition. Now, I do use, of course, food and many measures in order to heal something, as well as supplements, because I find that for targeting a long-standing condition, you really need to come at it from multiple angles. And you really need to, I say it's like a faceted approach, where you need to do multiple attempts at driving energy to that organ system, to that area. Okay, so I want to talk about how to heal the gut because, man alive, everybody's guts are a mess. Okay, we're eating GMO, stupid levels of fatty, crappy, fried, pro-inflammatory foods. We're eating everything wrong in North America for the most part. I mean, there's health conscious people, but if you're drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, eating chips and dip, going out for ice cream, you're screwing up your gut. And when I say gut, I'm actually talking about the gut, which is from your mouth right to the end of the output, let's just say. So if your gut is inflamed in any one of those areas, you're going to have problems assimilating, processing, digesting, which is how we get our nutrients inside our body, which is how we get things repaired, which is how we live, right? So if you're not able to absorb what you're eating, you're going to be nutrient deficient, right? And you're not going to have enough nutrients to process all the toxins that we're throwing on top of everything too. So yeah, it's fun times. Now I'm bringing this up because I had a few people, they're like, ow, I'm in pain all the time. What's going on? Everything I eat hurts. I have constipation issues or diarrhea. Things aren't, my pipes are backed up or they're overflowing or whatever. Okay, so parasites have to be considered always because most people are walking around full of parasites. That is a fact. So flukes, liver flukes, most of diabetes is flukes in the pancreas and liver. I mean, we have an epidemic of immune system dysfunction. So these critters get in, make a nice little home, and they like the gut. We eat them. Like we're eating it when we don't wash foods properly. It comes on a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables. Those eggs get in us, and if the conditions are ripe, they grow, they live, and they're all happy, and you're wondering why you're in a lot of pain and bloating, or you're craving weird foods because that's what they want to eat. It's huge. So parasite cleanses are like when someone says, oh my gosh, I have all this gut pain. I honestly just say, do a cleanse with, black walnut and clove, like the typical kind of cleanse to make that, non-habitable for them. And my favorite, which is coffee enemas, because they just clean up the liver, clean up the blood, stimulate everything to move out. If there's crusts on the inside of the colon, which there is, then those little guys get behind between the colon wall, the mucosa, and your tube. There's crust. They live in between there. So if you don't slough that off, they're going to just continue to live there and destroy the tissue and cause inflammation and cause the pain and all that stuff. So coffee enemas, if you really want quick action to heal the gut, just do them. They're not hard. Like easy to look up, easy to get. You know where to get coffee. It's everywhere. Use a dark roast coffee. You brew it according to instructions. It's a retention enema. You're holding it for 13 minutes. Good luck on that for the first time. You're hanging around the toilet for an hour and you are getting rid of stuff you never thought was in your body. Okay. So that's telltale right there. So go and clean thine colon, please. I'm going to run through quickly because I only have like 15 minutes. So this is like powerhouse gut healing because I am determined this is happening. Okay, so I will, and yes, and I'll post, there's like Dr. Wilson, he has a great coffee enema protocol that is like so detailed. It's like overkill, but you know, he's amazing. So he even has them for, I don't even going to go there. The kind of implants he's doing, I don't know if that's necessary, but you can put coffee in other places apparently. Not just here. You shouldn't actually put it here. It should go down below. That's where coffee really has its therapy. Now, okay, say you're out. You ate something horrible. You're starting to bloat. It's embarrassing. So you're holding everything in. You're making it worse. What you should have on hand are enzymes. I like this one. They're called bioenzymes from Genestra. Whoops, they're professional supplements. I don't know if I have these on the website, but I will soon if I don't. And they're chewable. So like pop a few, chew a few digestive enzymes just to start to help your body break that down. I have homeopathic in your pocket. The one I like is Carbo Vegetabilis in the 30 CH. They look like these little guys for bloat, if you get bloating, that kind of thing. If you're at a restaurant, ask for a vinegar pack, get some vinegar in there, get some extra acids going on in there to just start to break that stuff down. If it's really stuck, you're going to just get bloated and bloated and bloated. You need to try to encourage the digestive system to break this stuff down, right? The other thing is, yeah, okay, have a coffee. Okay, you're bloated, you're not digesting. Coffee is a digestive bitter, right? If you have no access to other bitters, that's what coffee was actually used for. You know, it was like, just talk to an Italian. They know how to drink coffee. Italians know coffee. They know how to drink it. They know how to brew it. Just talk to an Italian if you want, you know, to really understand how they use it to digest food. You have your coffee after your meal. It is a digestive aid in that regard, right? That's the medicine of coffee. Okay. So yeah, sure. Do that if you're in a bind. Yeah, I'm real funny today. Okay, so now you're at home, you're trying to clean out your gut, you're trying to repair things. So you're doing your parasite cleanse, which should be part of the protocol. One of the things that I think I've mentioned before is Happy Body organic sulfur crystals. It's in crystalline form, which is helpful for getting rid of parasites. So when you take this, they are bitter. I just put them in my mouth. I put a teaspoon in my mouth and I just chase it with some juice. And it'll go in the stomach as a crystal. And parasites do not like that. And it's a slow dissolve that way. And it's a gut healer. I mean, sulfur is a tissue repairer in and of itself. You've probably seen my DMSO video. If you haven't, go check it out on YouTube. Just Google Yummy Mummy and DMSO and it'll come up. And so DMSO also would be helpful for gut healing because it heals just about everything, but it's full of sulfur. But this particularly really gets those parasites running for the hills. Okay, so that's on my list. The other thing that I typically do for people who are a mess in their gut is I like to put them on first, depending on how bad they are with inflammation, and the sulfur crystals, by the way, thanks, I just got a question. The sulfur crystals is 1 teaspoon twice a day, as close to 12 hours apart as possible, because that's how long it takes for the body to use that amount of it. So like the 12-hour mark is, so like 7 a.m., 7 p.m. kind of thing, right? And you don't even have to take it with food, so you're pretty flexible there. It doesn't hurt the belly or anything like that. So thanks for that question, that clarification. So I was talking about aloe. So if they're super inflamed, they have leaky gut, they're getting like food sensitivities, all that stuff. You have to soothe the fire. There's fire going on in there. You got to soothe that down, right? We need demulcents. We need things to soften. We need things to get that inflammation under control. So aloe vera juice, usually 1 ounce in between meals, 2 to 3 times a day, I recommend. Doesn't taste the best, so put juice with it or whatever. The other thing I like for soothing is calendula. This is my calendula flowers from my garden. So they're really pretty as well. But you can brew tea. Now I've made a tea blend with a bunch of botanicals in it that is called digestive repair. Here, because I make like a gazillion of these tea blends, right? Because the power in botanical medicine. It should always be part of a protocol. It just adds nutrients. It adds like all this synergy. It has all these beautiful actions. It's gentle. It works. Get botanicals. So this one has borage, peppermint, purple loosestrife. Oh, a note on purple loosestrife. It's like a weed that's non-endemic to North America. You will see it on the side of the road. It's this big, huge purple torch looking thing. And pick it, use it. Well, not roadside, but, you know, clean, pick it, and pull it from the root because it just overgrows. And it is both a demulcent, which is like soothing to tissues and moisturizing to tissues, and an astringent. It's both. You don't get that usually in one plant. You get like either or, like one of the two. You don't get both. In purple loosestrife, you do. So it's really a cool plant. So I have that in here. Calendula, of course, the yarrow. Yarrow is an astringent. Meadowsweet is for any type of pain, but it also heals over things that have to do with the blood, like if there's an ulcer, that kind of thing. Mullein again is very smooth, softening, nutrifying and tonifying. Mugwort, red raspberry is a really good astringent. So you want to tighten those tissues back up because they've gotten swollen with inflammation, they've gotten lax, they've gotten lazy, right? So tighten them back up. The integrity of the tissue has to be repaired. How else do you expect it to function properly? Form and function are intimate. If you have no form working for you, how do you expect it to have function? It's just, they're lovers, form and function. They kissy. Okay, plantain, love plantain. Plantain is nature's Band-Aid, internal and external. So I call the gut internal skin, really. So I treat it how I would treat external skin, just inside, right? You know, it needs all of those things to tonify, to be not infected, to be the right structure, all that kind of stuff. And centaury and mugwort. So it's quite a tea. It's quite a, I must say, it's quite a tea blend. All right. On the anti-inflammatory front, yes, turmeric, yes, turmeric. But careful with turmeric. Some people do not do well with turmeric, especially at the beginning of a gut phase. They are a mess. They put that in, they're barfing, they hate you. Just don't do that. Later you can use turmeric once things have settled down a little bit. But sometimes you'll just go for the turmeric and they're like, whoa, I felt so ill. So I don't really like to do that right out of the gate for people. Cod liver oil or some sort of omega-3 fatty acid. Like if you're a vegan, you don't do fish, then get it from like an algae source. You know, there's natural vegan kind of omega-3s. They're not quite as effective, but they still will be part of the protocol. And it's 1 teaspoon a day of this. And again, you're going to soothe and you're going to moisturize. And it's a good fat. It's a healthy fat. It helps to rebuild the cells. You have to rebuild tissue. Tissue's made of cells. You have to rebuild them. They're made of fat. You know, from like biology in grade school, you learn that there's a double bilayer of fat around each cell. And there it's also embedded lots of fats inside there too. So, okay. And then so you've done that. You've dealt with the inflammation. You're soothing symptoms. You're really getting things under control. You're not eating crap. Like, do I really have to say that? You're changing your diet. I mean, to me, it just goes without saying. You're sick. You're eating wrong. Like, change it, right? So fruits and vegetables, pre-soaked and drained nuts and seeds that are raw. You know, get off the meat, the dairy, the wheat, the corn, the soy, the crap. Stop it. Just stop it. Eat food that's grown in the ground and you pick it and then you eat it. That kind of food. Okay. So that goes without saying. So now you want to get the basement membrane of the gut to tighten up. Okay. We've worked on the inside. Now we got to get to the intima. We got to get to the other layers of the tissue and tighten those back up and get them back into form. And zinc is key for that. You must have zinc to rebuild the cross linkages in the basement membrane of the gut. Okay. It has to be there. Now, there's an amazing product that I used to be able to get. When was it? Sisu. I think it was Sisu. It was called Zinc Carno E. Amazing. I would give that to people and their guts would heal, like from leaky guts and all that. That was it. That's all that. And I gave them some aloe and told them how to eat right. The end. And of course, in Canada, we had this wonderful NPN numbering system come in that ruined half of our excellent supplements because they were far too effective. So Health Canada went, so that one got the axe. And it was I cried when that happened. I really did. Now you can get zinc carnosine, and guess how much it is? $1 for one capsule. Yeah. So it's not cheap. So that's how they've making things really effective, super exclusive. This is what I am noticing, this like little evil trend is. The big pharma evil monsters are like, oh, we really like this. Let's take it for ourselves. Ah, right? And so here goes like the cheap zinc carno E that I used to buy. So you can get it if you need it and you want it. Your leak gets real bad. Do it. Do a course of it. You know, do a couple months of it. You know, shell out the cash, do it, right? But zinc, now, sometimes I just have people, this is more for kids. That is the zinc I have right now. Zinc lozenges, it's fine. The zinc carnosine is obviously the best, but the zinc picolinate is just fine. Like, you absorb it well, you don't need to worry too much. You know, citrates don't do so well, I wouldn't go there. So just get a good, like, picolinate base, like your classic zinc, and make sure you eat it with food or have it with food. It will upset your stomach. And you take one of those a day, and that's 50 milligrams. Okay? You have to have that if you're going to heal your gut. Half your immune system's in your gut too, right? So your Galton malt systems need zinc. So it's not just basement membrane. It's also your immune system functioning in your gut. Okay, so then my favorite, topical magnesium E's should be part of almost any protocol. That's 300 plus enzymatic reactions going on in the body. You can't rebuild anything without magnesium. I mean, how? Just spray it over your gut, you know, morning and night, helps with sleep, helps with the liver. You know, the liver processes like everything. It actually filters your blood every 3 minutes. Can you imagine? It does so much, like help your liver. Everyone's like, yeah, booze. And they're like, I wonder why my gut's so screwed up. Well, maybe because you're freaking alcoholic and you're hurting your liver. Like, you know, it's not that hard. And, you know, castor oil packs over the liver, good idea to do as well. 20 minutes before bed, a couple times a month. Help yourself. Love thyself, right? Okay. My next favorite, because I'm running out of time, so I'm starting to talk super extra fast, is L-glutamine. So this is a powder. There's a lot of powder in here. This is 270 grams of powder. It's a little tiny scoop, and it's 1 scoop a day. Throw it in your smoothie. L-glutamine repairs the mucosa. It feeds the new cells. It's like literally like food for them. They're like, oh, go, and they grow, because you're going to regrow now everything, right? So give it. It's like, I use this analogy to death, and I will continue to use it because people get it. It's like you've hired a bunch of workers to come build your house or build your road, and then they're standing there and they're like, well, where's the stuff we're going to build it with, right? You have to give them the supplies. What are they going to do? Like, just stand around. So this is like their tools that they need, their materials to put the things back together again. So L-glutamine is a must, okay, for gut. I know there's some controversy. It's like everyone mixes things up just because they have like a similar sounding name. Like, no, it's not glutamate. That's a different chemical, okay? It's not Chinese food, okay, everybody? That's great. Just like there's different kinds of sulfurs. Sulfur is not sulfate, or sulfite. Those are different chemicals. They do different things in the body. Yeah. Okay, so there's that. And then always you need to put your probiotics back. I like the 7-in-1, this way. The 7-in-1 by Biomed because it's well-rounded. It has the bifidums and the acids. Like, it has all the friendlies in there. It's a good, well-rounded, shelf-stable. You don't need like 1 gazillion, you know, active bacterial dudes in it. That's overkill. They actually find that can be detrimental. It's like overfeeding, right? It's like fish food. You're feeding your own colonies that are already established. You're not really reseeding too much there. You're just giving them the right food so that they can become strong again and do all of that processing that they do. Like, a lot of our bacteria actually create B12. They grow and make things and digest things for us. They methylate things for us. They work for us. We like our good buddies. So feed your good buddies. Get a good probiotic. If you want, you can use fermented foods that way, like to get your good probiotics. I'm not going to go into the details of all the different probiotics and what they do, because there's like a lot of that. Like I actually have a chart, really excellent chart. It's like names the probiotic and what they're more refined for, what they do specifically and how they heal. That science is, wow, it's amazing, really. So if you're taking like kombucha or something like that, other ferment, or even yogurts, you're going to get like different bacteria going on. So that's like a whole nother study, whole nother topic. But you need to have that. If you're going to heal your gut, you have to put the good bugs back in. Okay. So the other couple just to keep in mind, and I got to wrap up because I got to go, is the homeopathic sulfur. Homeopathic sulfur is like, this is sulfur. Okay. There's sulfur. Homeopathic sulfur. So it's a different process, but it has different actions. So the homeopathic action is for when you're pretty plugged up. You're plugged up down there. And also you can have a specific type of runny stool. So it can actually do for both. But it's kind of like real stinky. It's your real stinky stuff. Because, sulfur's kind of stinky, right? So if you're offending thine friends, then take the sulfur. But it heals the gut as well in the homeopathic form. And then there's Nux vomica, homeopathic. I don't know if that comes through, but anyway, Nux vomica is a very helpful liver stimulator. So again, what Nux vomica really is a hangover remedy. So you overdid it somewhere. You overdid the food, the drink, the imbibements, and you are overwhelmed in your body, and you are very sick, and you're hungover, and you feel like crap, and you can't like get through that, you even overwork. You overwork. You burn the candle both ends. That's the type for Nux vomica. So, there's homeopathic remedies for that. So we talk botanicals, supplements, some homeopathic remedies. What the do's and don'ts are good old coffee enemas. Everybody go do them, because seriously, you feel amazing. When you're cleaned out, you have energy, you're like with it, your brain turns on. Do you know most of your serotonin is made in your gut that goes to your brain? Don't you think that, hey, maybe all the depression going on is because everyone's guts are under functioning and they're not making the right neurotransmitters for brain function? Interesting. Okay, I gotta run. I love you. I will try to answer questions later, typey style. And thanks for watching, and you're awesome. And I did it. I pushed through. Yeah. Okay, bye.